everyone, in this video session we're gonna discuss about blood-brain barrier. So first of all, let us understand what does blood-brain barrier means. Blood-brain barrier is a complex that surrounds most of the blood vessels in the brain. Blood-brain barrier acts as a blockage between bloodstream and the extracellular space of the brain. And the barrier allows only certain substances like water, oxygen, and small lipid-soluble substances to easily cross from the blood into the brain. Blood-brain barrier prevents the entrance of toxins, pathogens, and other potentially dangerous substances from the circulatory system into the brain. And it is thought that central components of the structure of blood-brain barrier are the tight junctions of the endothelial cells. And endothelial cells are the cells that makes up the interior surface of the blood vessels. And in other blood vessels throughout the body, there are small spaces between these endothelial cells. Small blood-bound substances can pass through these spaces and into surrounding tissues. The endothelial cells that make up the blood-brain barrier, however, are fused tightly together to form tight junctions that restrict diffusion across the blood vessels lining. Glial cells called astrocytes also have projections called astrocytic infiltrate that extend to the walls of the blood vessels that are part of the blood-brain barrier. Astrocytic infiltrate often completely surround blood vessels in the brain and are thought to play critical roles in the formation of blood-brain barrier. Let me give you an example to make it more clear. For example, the astrocytic infiltrate are seen to be involved with signaling that promotes endothelial cells to form the tight junctions necessary to create the blood-brain barrier. And they are believed to have multiple functions involving the maintenance and regulation of blood-brain barrier. The blood-brain barrier protects most of the blood vessels in the brain, but there are some areas which lacks the blood-brain barrier, and as a result, they allow substance to pass from circulatory system to the brain and back to the circulatory system. For example, the circumventricular organs. The circumventricular organs are the group of structure lacking a blood-brain barrier that are centered around the ventricles of the brain. And they are thought to be lacking blood-brain barrier because their functions require access to the bloodstream. Most common example is the posterior pituitary gland. It is because the posterior pituitary gland has to be able to release their hormones directly into the bloodstream.